All right. So the topic for today is building your sweet spot leads, prospect leads list, and using verified data without all the effort of manually scrubbing and doing all the things that we do right now. So let's start from the beginning. What we're going to cover today is going to be how the most profitable MSPs, what they use, what the tactics that they use are, and we're going to talk about how artificial intelligence and machine learning can help us speed up this process quite a bit. And I'll show you. I'll show you in a little bit what we call lead enrichment, which means that you can take old data that you may have already on your PSA or your CRM, and with a click of a button, having the ability to enhance that. And we'll show you how you can upload those lists and actually enrich them if you have older lists that you probably had in the past, and how to look for new records. And we'll have some Q&A at the end, so hopefully you guys have some great questions. We look forward to those. Like I said, my name is Walter Contreras. I'm actually the founder of an MSP here in New York, and I've been doing this for at least 15 years. So some of the stuff that we put together on this platform is really the learnings we had over the years, right? And so I spent a lot of time in automation and marketing, and that's basically my background. We're going to first focus on the approach that I see quite a bit on MSPs, which is this whole thing about shooting from the hip, right? Meaning anyone that you start to target anybody in that organization. We don't know who the actual person that can influence either the CEO. Sometimes it's not the CEO we should be approaching first. Also, how we waste money in people that will never convert, right? We start sending letters, marketing campaigns, appointment setters, and at the end of the day, that money is being wasted because we're targeting the wrong people, the wrong person. And how old data could actually hurt us because we don't have the most current information on that particular target. And many times you don't have all the information available to make this a targeted approach. And we'll talk about multiple points of entries for these type of leads, and how the information helps with that. But imagine a place where you can unlock your sales team's potential, that you can lead your team to success and have a way to segment that industry that you're looking for, right? Some of us in the MSP world are hyper focused on the type of customer we serve. And that's a big deal for us because the data will be better, right? As we segment our ICP or ideal customer profile, we can understand that customer better, serve that customer better because we have expertise in that market, right? So, and having that data at hand is truly important. And I'll show you how we do that inside of our platform. We also need to identify our buyer personas. Who are we targeting, right? Like we did a campaign recently that we ran a campaign for attorneys, and we realized that the attorneys are not the target, especially for these larger firms, because you want to get to the office manager, who's actually the person who's having the problem with computers, and she's hearing from everybody, and she's complaining to the IT company, and the slow response. So identifying those buyer personas is extremely important. And again, it's all about the data and the data that you have available to you. That's why we believe our platform is so incredible for that. And again, if you're not shooting from the hip, you're going to be successful, right? So if you were targeting that right person, we will all be like Warren Buffett, right? We will know exactly what we're doing and how to make money. So the truth is that in 2021, and I spent a ton of time in the MSP market. I speak to hundreds of MSPs monthly, and I'm in all of these events for MSPs. I'm listening to everybody talk, and honestly, as I interview everyone, the way that we're cleaning leads, searching leads, scrubbing leads, and creating our leads list, it's still very old school, right? It's still the same way we did it back in 10 years ago, downloading a list and you know just searching for criterias, and off we go. But the truth is, some of these list providers may have data that was good 20 years ago, but 10 years ago. So a lot of that data is it's old. and we'll touch base on that. But today I want to introduce you to a couple of things. So what you see here is Binax MSP lead management system. And inside of our system, and I'll demo this for you, you can actually search for leads based on criterias, the old way criterias, the new way criterias, and I'll show you what those are so that you can separate them. But the idea is that there are two types of leads in our system. There are leads that are machine verified, which are about 75% accurate. They're verified by algorithms. It's just vast of algorithms checking the internet constantly. And then we have something called human verified, which are humanly verified and are about 95% accurate information. Uh, we built some extremely tight integrations with the most common PSAs we use today, ConnectWise, AutoTask, Synchro, all of those. And we also have a very tight integration with CRMs like Infusionsoft, Hotspot, and many of those. So in our system, and I'm going to demo this for you guys, you can source these leads and send them directly to your CRM or PSA. And I'm actually going to show you how we do that. So the question I get almost at every show, at every phone call, right? So how many leads do I need? And that may differ, by the way, depending on which part of the journey you are as an MSP. I speak to MSPs that literally just started, 6 months ago. This just starting to get customers, and our system actually helps them get highly qualified leads very quickly, so they get off the ground faster. And then I speak to MSPs that have been doing this for 10, 15 years, and they still don't have a consistent way to get leads. So our system generates those too. But I'm going to give you some averages that this is probably, you may need more, you may need less, but just to give you an idea on how many leads do we need, right? So the average monthly agreement in the United States still today, it's about $2,000 a month, right? So that means that if you're good, you're doing some cross-selling, that customer for that year should be around $34,000, right? You're selling some VoIP, some hardware, whatever. In 3 years, this customer, it's about $100,000, right? Give or take. So that means that we really only need, and again, this may be different in different markets. We happen to be a little bit higher in New York because there's more competition. But you really only need about 5 qualified leads per month. Schedule 3 of those, and again, these will change depending on how good you are at scheduling, how good your appointment setters are, right? So you may need more raw leads, but this is to give you an idea. If you gave out 2 proposals and you close 1 customer per month, we're talking that you will need 120 raw leads a year, 60 qualified, 36 scheduled appointments with 24 proposals out and 12 customers per year. Utilizing the number we had before, we're talking that you can build a business of $1.1 million the first year doing this process. So, and many of us have information that we collected over the years. I mean, I've been doing this for 12, 15 years, and I can tell you that I proposed so many people that didn't close, and I had that information. And who knows, they might be at a different place right now, and they may be needing some services. So a lot of us have these lists that exist in our systems, and we can, with the help of Binax, we can take those records and do what's called lead enrichment and actually filter out by any of, we can actually, because we connect to your PSA and CRM, you can search directly inside of our platform for those records, look at those and enrich those records as you go by. And then what happens is you can update those records directly to your PSA or CRM based on new data, right? So, and there are many other things that I'm going to show you on this demo. One of those is we created this Google Chrome extension that does the same function as you navigate through websites. So think about, for example, what's the first thing we do when we get a lead, right, or a referral? We look at their website, we look at their email, we go to their website. So right from there, with our Google Chrome extension, you can click on it and you can get all the information on that company. So it's an easy way to get information from that domain. And again, we have the same functions on that Chrome extension, so you can source that lead, send it directly to your PSA or CRM. All right. So I'm gonna demo a little bit about the app. Stephanie, do you mind minding the chat and just make sure that if we do have some questions, you can let me know, please?
Yeah, sure. We have tons. I don't know if you want to wait
For
until
sure.
you
You
do
know
the
what?
demo.
Let me do the demo, and then we can get into it.
Sure.
Definitely. Thank you. All right. So what we see here, this is Binox MSP, and again, Binox does a few things. Today we're going to focus on lead generation, but just to give you an idea, if you have a PSA and a CRM or other software that you need to synchronize data with, we do that. Okay. So that's one of the things we solve, but I want to focus on leads today. As I mentioned before, inside of our platform, you can search by many things, firmographics such as locations, zip codes, radiuses, all sorts of stuff, industry types, right? SIC codes. I will caution you about these. These are getting a little dated. The technology hasn't been friendly with them. And so you may want to look different ways as I'm going to show you today. But you can look by revenue, employee size, you name it. You can do it inside of our app. But today I want to focus on this unique identifier that sometimes we take for granted, which is the domain name. So inside of a platform, you can search by, let's say, a domain name, right? And when I click on search on that, I get results. So right off the bat, you see 2 human verified leads and 18 machine verified. Again, human verified are actually verified by a person and they're 95% accurate. Machine verified are algorithms, about 75% accurate. But I will tell you this, don't discard the machine verifies because they're still really good leads. They still have emails. All of them will always have emails. And some of them even have LinkedIn profiles, direct mobile numbers. So don't discard it just because it's not human verified. Obviously, the human verified to me, it's a higher quality lead, but there's still really good leads inside the machine verified, depending on your area. So let's talk about human verified leads. And as you can see here, we do give you a ton of information more than most providers. The first one I see here is mobile. It's an interesting thing about mobile numbers. I was going to an event last month, and I was just sharing with the group that right before I left, I did 2 transactions, and they're big transactions, all via text. I bought a new car for my mother. Actually, it was a lease, and I said to the guy, "I'm leaving to a show. If you let me do it through text, we'll do it." So we did everything through text, including signing the contract. I moved all of my 12 phones to T-Mobile the same way that week. So text is the next frontier. Mobile marketing is the next frontier for marketing. You can see a lot of these marketing firms gearing up to do this. And so you can see that that's the next big thing because emails get caught all the time or they get lost, they go to spam, etc. So on this lead, you get a lot of information, right? A lot of revenue, industry, all of that. But the beautiful thing that we do is the tight integrations with things like your PSA. I'm going to explore the PSA first. And when you see the PSA, you can actually send it directly as an opportunity, and it will create the company, the contact, and the opportunity. So you can be on the phone with somebody and immediately turn them into an opportunity. Um, you can create a contact in a company if you don't want to send it as an opportunity. But I just want to show you I am a ConnectWise partner, so that's one of the first integrations we built. But we do support AutoTask and a couple of others. But when you click here, these are my company types from my ConnectWise. So I can go prospect here. These are my markets that I have set up in my ConnectWise. So I can just go directly to that, the contact type, right? Is it a decision maker? Who's my salesperson, etc. So I can click on save, and that is already in my PSA, ready to go, ready to market. For some of you guys that use the CRM, and I happen to use Infusionsoft, but when you click on send to CRM, we have a deeper integration with CRMs. You can send it to a CRM as an opportunity. You can create a company and a contact also. But the one I like the most is putting it directly to those marketing campaigns that you may have set up inside of your CRM. And again, you know, I'm gonna have another webinar about how to set up CRMs and stuff like that. But I just want to show you that our integrations are not just simple integrations. They're deeply connected to your campaigns, and you can actually send stuff directly to your CRMs and your PSAs. Okay. So that's in a nutshell how will you look for leads. Again, there are many ways to do that, but I want to focus on this unique identifier. You know, we built a Google Chrome extension that when you are on someone's website, no matter who it is, if we had the data, it's going to show it. You're going to click on here and it's going to show you who do we have for that company. Think about that for a second. Like most of the times, this is what we do. We get a lead, we go to the website. Now, not only can you get their actual current information, but you can just click on it and send it to your CRM and maybe do a void campaign or a managed services campaign, whatever you're doing to them, and you're done. That campaign starts, right? So if you have some automation built, forget it. It's just starting the whole campaign. By the way, we built the same thing inside of LinkedIn. When you're canvassing on LinkedIn, which is something that we're gonna have another webinar on canvassing on LinkedIn. We get about 10 to 15 leads a week on LinkedIn that are super highly qualified. And one of the things I will tell you is when I'm canvassing inside of LinkedIn, I wish I had all the information for the person, but a lot of the times you don't. And so with our Google Chrome extension, you click on it, excuse me, and you see that I have the person's information and I have his mobile number, I have all of his email, everything about his company, and I can even start a campaign. How many times you were in the middle of a conversation on LinkedIn with somebody that was a potential prospect and they say, sure, send me more information, right? And now you have to go scramble, try to find that. You got to scrub the lead, right? You got to go find his information. Hopefully you're good at it. And maybe you use a couple other systems to verify their emails, whatever, right? And then you finally put it into your system to do the campaign. And 45 minutes later, you can start doing that. Here, I'm saying, look at the person, click on here, start the campaign. That easy. Sorry, Stephanie, I get excited about it. Tell me some of the questions we got.
Great. So let's start with, we have someone that's asking, you mentioned human verify. Do you mean someone actually scrubs these leads?
That is correct. That is a human person that has actually verified the lead. Yes.
Okay. Then we have another one. Speaking about the CRM, which other CRM are you integrated with?
Right now, we fully integrate with Infusionsoft, HubSpot, Soho, and I don't know which one is the next one they're doing. I want to say Salesforce or Marketo. I'm not really sure, but I know those three we definitely do.
Great. Someone's asking if you can show again the Chrome feature, the Chrome
Sure.
extension. Yeah.
Absolutely. My pleasure. I'm going to reshare my screen and I want to show a little bit of lead enrichment too, by the way. So our Chrome extension is pretty neat because the same data that we have inside of our application. So for this particular one, I was using this domain name. And when you look at this domain name, I'm going to generate some leads here, right? So I have 20 leads for this particular company. Now, talking about that canvassing and going back to the presentation where we were talking about who are we targeting, I can see quickly here that these people that are human verified leads seem to be the qualified people as the president and the manager, right? So in this particular industry, those are the people I would look. So naturally, what we do is we go to somebody's website. We want to look at what they're all about. It's kind of like the first check we do, right? To go to the website. So with our Google Chrome extension, if you're on the website, you can click on our extension and you're going to see the same data that is inside our platform. So you can, from here, send directly to your CRM or PSA and start marketing to that company with one click, right? Same thing with LinkedIn. We built the same functionality on LinkedIn, and you get the information from that. Disclaimer, by the way, LinkedIn does not show all the information. That's based on how the user has set up their profile. And if we had the information, it will show.
Great. We have another one. We have one person that's saying they have a list, but they don't know if the information they have is fresh. So, is there a way that they can actually update that list on Binox?
That's a great question. I love that question. So, yes, it's called lead enrichment, right? So think about, because we had this super tight integrations with, we're an MSP, so we know PSAs, we know connectors, we know audit. So our deep integrations allow us to, when you connect your ConnectWise or whatever you use, you can literally start typing a person's name. And as you do that, whether you do it from the PSA or whatever, or uploading your own list, doesn't matter. You could actually upload your own list, and you can search for that person, that information, and you'll see data that is ready to be enriched. And you can view it and you can compare it and say, okay, I want that data, right? Maybe you had this lead from a long time ago. I know I have a couple of thousand prospects that I haven't touched in years. So I'm actually going through that list right now because I can enrich it. And when I do that, it's already done, sent to my system. So that is what we call lead enrichment, and that's part of our app.
Great. And the last one, how do we start using this?
Oh, sure, of course. I have a landing page here. It's called Webinar Offer. We do give everyone, we believe that as an MSP, you should at least try it, because if you're not, trust me when I tell you, your competitor is doing it. And it's all about data, by the way. So I want everybody to have a fair shot at getting customers in their area. So I'm offering a 14-day trial. All you have to do is put your information on this landing page. It's binoxmsp.com. I'm actually going to post it on the chat. If you don't mind, can you post it, Stephanie? We're going to post it on the chat. And just go to this landing page, put your information here, and we'll schedule a one-on-one demo. In that demo, I'll actually run leads from your target demographic and your target market, and you'll see all these leads that come up, and I can offer you a free trial after that. And I'll give you some coins, some Binax coins, to actually get real leads coming through your system, and you can test the whole thing out. Stephanie, I'm gonna push a poll that I have here. If you don't mind, guys, if you can send this to, if you don't mind, just quickly checking on those things. I know some of us work with different groups. I just kind of want to get an idea of the type of MSPs we're engaging with. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them on the chat. We have another 5 minutes. If you guys want me to show anything else, I am happy to show that. I do want you to take advantage of this offer. We pasted the link inside of the chat. Thank you so much, guys. So I don't see any other questions, Stephanie. Do you see any?
No, just one is asking about the pricing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, price. So lead management is actually really nice. So lead management is $2.99 a month, and you get, I want to say, you get about 125 leads that are machine verified. You get about 70 leads that are human verified. So that's we believe that's a good number for MSPs. But then again, if you need more, you could always buy more. but that includes the platform, the leads, and everything else. Like I said, there's a 14-day trial. I highly suggest to take advantage of that, and I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.